Today we're going to share about the INFJ personality type, also known as the advocate. Through an analysis of Jung's 8 cognitive functions, the influence of the family of origin, and an exploration of its advantages and disadvantages, we'll give you a clear understanding of this personality. Let's start with Jung's 8 cognitive functions. INFJ is characterized by 4 dominant functions: NI, FE, T, and SE. NI, or introverted intuition, is the primary function of INFJs. It's a deep-seated internal sense of foresight and pattern recognition. For example, an INFJ might look at a complex social or business situation and immediately sense the long-term implications. They can foresee how a new policy in a company will affect the employees' morale and productivity in the long run, even when others are still focused on the short-term details. FE, or extraverted feeling, is another key function. INFJs are highly attuned to the emotions of those around them. They can walk into a room and instantly pick up on the mood of the group. For instance, at a family gathering, if one family member is quietly upset, an INFJ will notice and try to comfort them, often putting the needs of others before their own. T, or introverted thinking, allows INFJs to analyze and make sense of the information they gather. They have a logical framework in their minds, and they use it to evaluate ideas and concepts. For example, when reading a philosophical text, an INFJ will break down the arguments, analyze the logic, and form their own well-thought-out opinions. SE, or extraverted sensing, is the least developed function in INFJs. It deals with the here and now, the physical world. INFJs may sometimes overlook the practical details of their environment. For example, they might be so lost in their thoughts and future plans that they forget to notice that they've left the lights on or that their clothes are a bit disheveled. Now, let's look at how the family of origin might shape an INFJ. Imagine a child growing up in a family where emotions are not openly expressed. The parents are busy with work and don't have much time to communicate deeply with the child. The child starts to rely on their inner intuition and to understand the unspoken rules and emotions in the family. They learn to read between the lines, noticing the subtle changes in their parents' facial expressions and tones of voice. As they grow, they realize that they can use their ability to sense others' emotions to create a more harmonious environment. They become the peacemaker in the family, trying to resolve conflicts and make everyone feel better. However, because the family doesn't encourage in-depth logical discussions, they have to develop this function on their own, often through reading and self-study. And since the family environment doesn't emphasize living in the moment and dealing with practical matters, this function remains underdeveloped. Let's move on to the advantages and disadvantages of the INFJ personality. One of the major advantages is their visionary nature. Thanks to their NI function, INFJs can see the big picture and come up with long-term plans. They can inspire others with their ideas, making them excellent leaders in projects that require forward thinking. Secondly, their empathetic nature is a great strength. With FE, they can build strong relationships and connect with people on a deep emotional level. They're often the ones that others turn to for advice and support, as they truly understand what others are going through. Another advantage is their analytical skills. The T function enables them to think critically and solve complex problems. They can evaluate different options carefully and make well-informed decisions. However, one significant disadvantage is that INFJs can be too self-sacrificing. Due to their strong fare, they often put the needs of others before their own, sometimes to the point of neglecting their own well-being. To improve this, INFJs need to learn to set boundaries. They should start by saying no when they are overwhelmed and take time for self-care. They can schedule regular me time to recharge and focus on their own needs. In conclusion, INFJs are like lighthouses in the vast ocean of human personalities. They stand tall, shining their light of intuition and empathy, guiding others through the storms of life with their vision and wisdom. Their ability to see the future, connect with others emotionally, and analyze complex situations makes them unique and invaluable. Today, we've delved deep into the INFJ personality, and I hope this analysis has given you a better understanding of this fascinating type.